pleasant good afternoon to you on this hot, sweltering, humid, whatever other adjectives you can think of to describe this hot 4th of July. I'm Dan Hansen alongside Jim King for, I don't know how many years we've been doing this, Jim, but this is a great 4th of July and a lot going on today here in Waupaca, and the parade just about to begin.
Well, as you mentioned early on, those who are here with us understand that this is what the 4th of July is supposed to be like in Wisconsin. Sunshine, blue skies, and it's not the heat, Dan.
It's the humidity.
It's the humidity, indeed.
And it's always closer and always colder near the lake.
Well, we'll find out, because a little bit later on today we'll be spending some time at South Park, which is near Shadow and Mirror Lakes here in Waupaca, following the parade. There's a lot more going on here on the 4th of July, including the Chain Skiers water ski show on Rainbow Lake, then of course the fireworks tonight from Bowersox Park over Shadow Lake. All kinds of good stuff going on. We'll be telling you more about these items as the parade progresses, but I see our parade marshal is coming down Main Street now, headed south, and that means that the 1999 4th of July parade, Hometown Days parade, is officially underway here in Waupaca. And I see leading the parade this year, Dan, is
that's not the mayor. That's
no. This is the new Waupaca Canine Unit.
Badger, I think, is his name.
Is that his name, Badger? I was just going to say I'm not sure of the pooch's name, but obviously unaffected by gunfire.
Well, let's hope so. Hope he doesn't attack the American Legion or the VFW.
Okay, we had Badger and his handler and the official Waupaca PD unit. And coming up close behind, we have the American Legion and the Veterans of Foreign Wars.
There goes your umbrella. Yeah, we'll get it later. VFW Post 1037 was chartered after World War II as a support group for returning war veterans and to provide service to the community. The National VFW is celebrating its 100th anniversary this year in 1999.
And you notice following immediately behind is the auxiliary, who have been there to support both the veterans and their families right along with the rest of the unit, the Post. That was the first of many, many antique and classic collector cars I would anticipate seeing here during the parade again this year. And that's a Buick. That one I recognized.
Yes, but I can never remember if it's a 66 or a 67. And I'm sure that Merle and Teresa Mangert will call me up after the parade is over and let me know exactly what it is there.
Well, with each passing 4th of July, you'll find that it's increasingly more difficult to remember the 60s.
And behind the VFW Post 1037, we have the Waupaca Area Ambulance Service represented. The Waupaca Area Ambulance Service and first responders. The first responders are trained to deliver medical attention to people before ambulance personnel arrive at accident scenes and in other areas where people need assistance.
And it was a little friendly fire there from the VFW trailer, a friendly mortar fire. The ambulance will not be needed, at least not immediately. Although the question has been raised, if the ambulances are in the parade, what happens if? And he said, if there's a call, you will see the ambulance just turn abruptly and leave the parade, and that's how quickly they spring into action and respond to an emergency.
We'll all know about it right quick here.
There's another hard-working group just going by. The first responders are the people who are there before the ambulance even arrives and keep people safe and sound.
And always a part of all the Waupaca 4th of July parades since we've been involved with them are of course the Harley Classic riders who do such a great job of kind of keeping folks out of harm's way along the parade route, making sure that they stay a safe distance from the vehicles and other units.
And this year, at least one of the Harley riders was responsible for making sure that the executive director of the Waupaca Area Chamber of Commerce, Terry Schultz, was able to get to all points on the parade route as often as needed. And normally she's running back and forth here 10 times, puts on 15 miles a day. But today she put on all those miles riding on the queen seat, the back seat of the Harley Davidson.
Coming into our camera view right now as we have the Waupaca and the Scandinavia Fire Departments And Steve and Deb Fensky are up on top with their Dalmatians, whose names I cannot remember right now. But
who is the bad guy in the Batman movie?
The Joker.
No. If I could remember the bad guys' names, that's who they are. They're named after the evil villain in the first Batman movie.
And we're looking at, we just saw the hose cart there, I believe. That was from 1888, which was restored recently by the owners of Amherst for the Waupaca Fire Department.
Boy, you compare that to today's equipment, which we're looking at on the screen right now, and you say, my goodness, there's been some changes made.
And of course, we hope we don't need those too often, but when tragedy does strike, like it did a couple of weeks ago up in Iola, a lot of the fire departments from all the around the area certainly responded in keeping that fire from becoming any worse than it was.
Okay, that looks like the fire chief.
Lee Thompson is up top there, along with Al Pohl.
No, I take it back. That's not either Romy.
That's it. Looks like Al Pohl.
That's who that is.
And the
ladder truck there.
Lee Thompson has a good view for his photography up there.
Yeah, what a great place to see and be seen.
I guess it beats walking, right, in the parade on a hot day like this. We also have the Waupaca Fire Department we saw just a moment ago. And the Waupaca Hometown Days banner.
Being carried by Dan Volkman and Zach Markward. Dan is the son of Don Volkman, our good friend, works at Farmers State Bank of Waupaca by day and volunteers his time for endless activities for the chamber and the community with the rest of his spare time.
And we're taking a look now at the grand marshals of the parade, Jerry Kniffel and his wife Selma. Jerry Kniffel was named 1998 Person of the Year by the Waupaca Area Chamber of Commerce. And of course, as most folks know, I think just about everybody knows of the great work that he's done with the community chorus and his many years directing the high school musicals. And
it was actually the moving force behind the music department at Waupaca High School, the annual musicals, and now the theater auditorium at Waupaca High School bears his name. The Gerald Kniffel Auditorium.
And right behind our Grand Marshal is the mayor of the city of Waupaca, Jim Lewinsky, and his wife, Dolores.
Right in a little red GTO convertible. Isn't that something?
I like the mayor's hat, though.
Oh, yeah. Tell you what, we see him on screen. Let's listen to the Waupaca High School Band. Here, we had mentioned how very, very warm it is today. They have something different marching with this band this year, 90 members strong. They actually have a spritzer out there, somebody with a spray bottle helping to keep the band members who are dressed in long black pants and blue wool coats, keep them from passing out from the heat. So
yes,
we a little spritz of cool water.
Make a note that we get the spritzer next year if we need it. And right behind the...
crossing your screen here momentarily, Senator Bob Welch. Welcome back, Bob. And he's walking the parade route. He could take the easy way and ride in that air-conditioned vehicle, but nay.
I don't know if you mentioned, Jim, but there are 90 members of the Waupaca Marching Comets under the direction of Mark Krishek, and Bob Welch, who just came over to shake our hand, was elected to represent our senatorial district in Madison back in 1995, and before that served several years in the state assembly, and also I think he ran for U.S. Senator at one time as well. We have quite a biography of him here, but the parade moves along, and we saw Jeff Myers.
That's Dr. Jeff and Dr. Mary Jo, two area optometrists with offices here and in Iola, although I believe Iola is closed temporarily. Guess where their office was?
That's yes, in the buildings that are no more.
Yes. I see we've got fire vehicles from Ogdensburg.
Town of St. Lawrence and the village of Ogdensburg fire departments with the
Got a
water
pumper truck up front.
And representative to the State Assembly, Gene Hundertmark from up the road at Clintonville, who was elected last November and began her term of office in January.
Unseated longtime incumbent Bill Lorge, who remains active in the County Republican Party.
And a popular entry in the parade here, the Portage County 40 at 8, a Society of the American Legion. In World War I, 8 horses pulled 40 men. Thus, the name 40 at 8. They're in the process right now of building a new clubhouse, it says here.
Oh, really? And yet they've managed to keep that vehicle, which has been around pretty much forever.
Probably as long as they have.
Yeah.
It does, looks like it could use maybe some new rings.
I've always wanted to go and talk to them and find out exactly what Voiture means. Is that like a unit or a company or a post?
A very colorful entry here from the Dragon Wings bookstore in Waupaca. Beautiful new location at 108 North Main Street, right in downtown Waupaca.
Just moved on. If you've never been in there, you really should stop in and look at the absolute world-class, hands-down best treehouse fort you've ever seen in your life.
And they have a lot of children's books, toys, gifts, puzzles. And they'll be celebrating their 4th anniversary later this month. They also have an exciting lineup of events for children all summer long.
Out there, our little fairies and ballerinas running down Main Street in the 4th of July parade.
This unit from K&E Builders. And they are looking, they had a great 98, things are better in 99, and they're looking for a super 2000. It's going to get difficult for me to say 2000.
Yeah, I'm not used to that yet either. Filling out some contracts and then expires, you know, June 30th, 19, no, not 19 anything.
You know, we talked about the high school band members being rather warm in their attire. Smokey may need the spritzer. He may need a fire hose before the day is out.
Only you can prevent dehydration.
And I think driving the DNR truck, I think that, I don't know if that's Buzz Verratti, kind of looks like him, the DNR Forester. I've got my up close and personal glasses, so it's kind of hard to tell today.
Well, that's why true devotees of the DNR always keep field glasses handy. And lo and behold, we left ours away from the booth here.
The Waupaca County elected officials.
I see Sheriff Leby.
Looks like, is it Mary Robbins? And
okay.
I think as a John Snyder is facing the other way.
Is that county clerk Jim Gazer is one?
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that the other would be Barry Tamaris.
The Waupaca
Figure Skaters Club. This is the 90 members strong. They're an active group. They skate beginning in October as soon as they freeze the building out there.
The Expo Center.
The Expo, that's it. And continue till the end of February. These gals skate at competitions, including Badger State games all over the place. This year, the Blazing Comets Precision Team took 4th at Badger State. That team has 14 members aged 8 to 13. And apparently they've
traded in the ice skates for some roller skates, yes.
This is the Bay Lakes Bank float approaching. You know what they'd really like to show you is their new building. It isn't done yet, but it will be very shortly, going up on West Fulton Street here in Waupaca and going up at an alarmingly fast rate. So I'm sure that they have plans to invite you in to see the new bank before the summer is through.
The Bay Lake Bank provides financial services through 22 locations in northeast Wisconsin. And of course, they also have, Jim mentioned the new building, they also have a bank in King as well.
And that's Penny the cow on the trailer there.
But Penny is rather warm as well.
Oh yeah, Penny looks like she's dressed up as Lady Liberty for the 4th. And
we just saw the Waupaca County Democratic Party entry in the parade go by, and maybe
about the same size as last year's float.
Yes. And you don't want to You don't want to mess with these guys coming up here. I'll tell you.
Well, there's no need to. These youngsters are among the most well-behaved and best disciplined kids you'll ever meet. And I'm not sure, are they from the Waupaca martial arts right over here?
Let's hope so. I don't have them listed. I don't think they're the
Sure.
Waupaca
Martial Arts. The Martial Arts Center offers adult, youth, and family programs, certified kick aerobic instructors, weight machines, a variety of martial arts styles, including karate, taekwondo, boxing, and Krav Maga, which is a hot new self-defense program. Certified, the only certified facility, we might add, that teaches Krav Maga. So stop in for more information. Martial Arts in Waupaca is right across the street from where Dan and I are telecasting from, right on Main Street in Waupaca.
Oh, there's the car behind us. It's the Kondo Kick Aerobics, or cardio kick. It's cardio kick, I'm sorry.
I can do that if they don't put anything higher than my knees.
And coming up next, we have the Waupaca Model Railroaders with their
and this is the more than 100-year-old electric trolley car that used to make the route down Main Street, out Fulton Street, and all the way out to the Veterans Home at King. Back when this was one of several. Now this one is painted white, and from what I understand of the article that I saw, it was either in the Waupaca Post or on the Picture Post, that the white ones were originally the mail cars. Any electric car that delivered mail had to be painted white.
And this was kind of the route that they took. They came right down North Main Street, and they went down Fulton up through the chain of lakes to the Grandview Hotel. That was kind of the last stop on the...
And several runs a day and until late at night. They found out that during the winter they couldn't run late at night because the carts, these electric trolleys, use so much power it would dim the lights in the city.
And we should mention that the Waupaca Area Model Railroaders unit float has one honorable mention from the parade judges this year.
All of these floats are judged. There are very attractive plaques for the top 3 places. There was not a plaque for them, but everybody was so impressed with what they accomplished with that, restoring that old electric trolley car and working on it, that they received honorable mention.
And I believe we are looking at, or had looked at, the Oddfellows entry in the parade this year. Waupaca Lodge 208 supporting lots of worthwhile endeavors in the area and elsewhere around the nation and the world. And
we saw the public service truck go through. This is the replacement for what once ran the electronic trolley cars. Wisconsin Public Service Corporation has been providing electric service to residents of Wisconsin since 1883.
They kind of picked up where the Waupaca Electric Railroad Company left off. The entry from Brooks Farms.
Brooks Farms. Farmall tractors up there on the trailer.
Ron Brooks behind the wheel of the Ford F-250 pickup with some of their beautifully restored Farmall tractors.
The interesting, Brooks Farms, people actually have come here from around the world to learn about farming from Brooks Farms in Waupaca. I find that very impressive.
Ron and Dodge Brooks do a super job out there with their farming operation, and great pilots too with the ultralight airplanes.
Okay, we saw the Waupaca Lions Club whip through. I don't want to get behind, but started in 1928. The Lions served blind and other handicapped people in our area, serving the community, the state, and the country to make America truly a more beautiful place to live. And we want to thank the Lions for being here.
And we have the Waupaca Preschool, I'm guessing here. I don't see.
Yes, that's who that is.
Waupaca Preschool.
Certainly not the high school.
80 students. Began in 1976 by area parents. And they wanted to help their kids on the way to better learning and a brighter future, it says.
Now this is, I hate to play favorites, but the truth of the matter is this next series of exhibits are among both of our favorites, Stan Hansen and mine, the Waupaca Old Time Auto Club, and we'll do the best we can. The first one through was a Chevy Impala convertible.
I think
your turn, Dan.
Art and Vicki O'Keefe. We've got a 1925 Ford Model T, I think, driven by Marley Hayes of Waupaca.
Okay, and behind that, with the rumble seat open and the Princess riding in back, we have a taupe-colored Ford. If you wanted more than that, I'm just sorry.
I think we have another sheet here, Jim, with all the we had. What had happened to it?
This one here, but
yes, you have.
These aren't those.
Those aren't
them. Them are the other.
We'll get to them.
Yeah. So we had the Chevy, a couple of Fords. What was the brown one? Might have been a Ford.
Oh, here's my other sheet. Okay. We're very well organized here.
Yes, yes. Ask us anything, just don't expect an answer.
We'll get on the internet. And
okay, we'll give you an answer, just don't expect the truth. How's that? We'll do the best we can, all things considered. Actually, we need somebody many years our senior to recognize these wonderful, wonderful old cars. That's another Ford. That's all I can tell you for sure is that it's a Ford.
And we get into the 60s.
Oh, this is a newer Ford. That's a Ford Galaxy 500 from the early 60s.
Probably 67, something like that, I'm guessing.
And what is the blue one on the other side, Dan? Your turn.
I have no idea. It's probably either a Chevy or a...
No, I'm guessing that one may have been a Hudson.
Chrysler Corporation, something.
What does it say on the hubcaps? I think that's a Hudson.
I don't have my field glasses here, so I can't.
All right, now that was your turn, Dan. The red one is a Pontiac Bonneville convertible. 1967.
I'll take the next one, the Chevy Bel Air, I think.
Yellow Chevy convertible. Okay.
Probably 1950 something.
Right behind it, we've got another fire engine red Pontiac. This one's a Catalina. Boy, those were hot cars. Big engines and a...
I'll bet they're hot today too.
Oh yeah, but what a way to go. What a way to get through 4th of July, riding down Main Street in a convertible in the sunshine. And I'm going to wait for just a moment here to see what 90 what. We know it's 90 something. Oh, it's dropped back down to 92.
It was 97, so I mean, no.
Okay, what's this fastback two-tone green here?
Got me. So next year,
it says on the hubcaps.
I'm going to bring my binoculars.
What is that? That's a Chevy. Okay, and the one of those, the smaller green one behind it,
looks like a Studebaker Lark.
That's a Studebaker.
Now we get into a Dodge.
Yeah, big engine Dodge rolling up next. On the screen will be the white Dodge, mag wheels.
Is that a Lincoln or a Mercury, that gray one?
The silver one is a Chrysler New Yorker, I think.
I wasn't even close. Yeah, right.
Okay. Well, it's hard to tell. That's back when automobiles were full size, and you could tell. Now it's really much harder today. I feel sorry for people doing this 45 years from now.
Probably you and I won't have to worry about that.
But I'll be here if I'm able.
We'll be in a home and to gum our food.
Talking about the good old days.
55
Chevy Bel Air.
Beautiful.
Now that obviously cannot be an antique automobile, because if that were all one color, it would be my first automobile. Now, who's this guy coming up behind the old car club? Is that... Well, that's not Mike Pasenica in a Chevy Bel Air, I can tell you that. It looks like a John Deere from here. But it looks like an early one.
It's a I don't know. It's a Be Creative John Deere if it is, so I don't know.
Just a guy who likes to be in the parade was going by on his tractor and said, "What the heck? I'll jump in."
It's a beautiful restored John Deere, vintage John Deere. So. Now we have a Be Creative. The Be Creative late model stock car.
Well, I'll be darned. I never realized that. Be Creative races cars. Well, check it out. That's Be Creative, all right. They're located in the mall. Been in business for 6 years now. They have beads, feathers, stamps, paints, craft supplies, and the expertise to help you if you want to get into crafting. If there's something special you want to accomplish, they'll help you do that out there. And apparently,
if you want to
when the store is closed, they make a lot more noise than the average crafter, because they're going around a track in what appear to be modified stock cars.
And here's a very popular entry in the parade, the ABC Computers, and another John Deere.
and they're squirting everybody. They have little squirt balls there, and
the ABC Computers Main Street train, I guess you could call it, the garbage can train.
Donovan Lane, and he built the whole thing. There's another fellow that is just very, very active in the community, the chamber, and getting things going on and helping people. He's very grateful to have a very successful business. They do work nationally, even globally, and yet they're very happy and proud to call Waupaca home.
Not just a computer company, but a people company. And we're looking at the Anderson Tree Service. We did look at the Anderson Tree Service entry.
Boy, that's how you dig a hole. That's a post hole digger on the back of that truck, and you can handle a pretty good
a tree transplanter.
I think we have some more old cars coming up here. This is a Ford Crown Vic from Cherney.
Cherney cheese.
And this is only part of the Cherney display. It's continuing onto your screen now. I see there's another old Ford. That's a Maverick. Don't make those too much anymore. GMC pickup truck. And the second place winner in today's 4th of July float competition. Be safe, not sorry. There's Old Glory and the Eagle. Boy, somebody put a lot of work into that. And this is the Cherney float, and they took second place. And as a matter of fact, I believe Terry Schultz from the Waupaca Area Chamber of Commerce will actually go out and award them.
She already did.
Plaque. She did that already, okay. And here's a bunch of youngsters.
All happy.
Big fans of the Cherney family of cheese products.
All cheese lovers.
Well, from Wisconsin, what do you expect?
If you don't like cheese, go to Minnesota.
All right, now I don't know if you can catch it, but look closely at your screen right next to that wagon. That's not a dog, that's a horse.
Oh, yeah.
That's a little, it's one of two little tiny miniature ponies from M&M Ranch in Waupaca. They have a miniature horse wagon, but because of the temperature today, they're pulling it with a tractor and allowing those two adorable ponies. One of them led by former alderperson Lori Chestnut, who's now mooching a drink of ice water from Chamber Executive Director Terry Schultz. Oh, are those horses cute? It's hard to believe that they're real. And they're not. Those aren't babies.
Those are
adult horses. That's just as big as they get.
Blue Knight Hitches and Trailer Repair features custom hitches, wiring, and welding. They are entering their 3rd year in business. Their sales and service includes custom hitches and anything else from Class 1 to Class 3 gooseneck trailers and so much more.
It's a small word on the trailer, but one of the biggest services they provide is the wiring. They do custom hitches, wiring, and welding. And I tell you, there's a lot of people can get the hitch on and even get the trailer on, but making the wires hook up right, you want to have friends like Blue Knight to count on. Another wonderful old car going through.
An old Ford.
Those really do work. It's a little ring.
I hope it
with
didn't
a
short
squeeze ball.
I hope it didn't short out my microphone there.
Yeah, actually, I suppose with the electronics around here, we shouldn't be. Aren't those cute there? You can take one home to Bren, and I'll get even with my wife with the other.
And we have the Fox Brothers construction truck. It says, please recycle.
Well, you know, for all of the grumbling when recycling first came along, people didn't want to be responsible for their own garbage, but it's virtually unanimous now. Recycling does work. It is making a huge difference literally every day all over America. Recycling the aluminum cans, recycling the plastic bottles, recycling old tires, recycling paper and cardboard is making a huge impact. And where they said, you know, the country was going to be literally filled up with garbage by the year 2020, it's not happening. We're doing a good job.
We saw the Waupaca Family Center. We're looking at them now. One of Waupaca's hometown traditions, 804 Churchill Street.
Used to be Skogmo's back in the good old days with Leo McSherry. And they've got a lot of brand name stuff over there. If you go in there, that's
built in 1952, addition in 1960. A lot of good clothing over there and shoes, and a great place to stop in. And
that makes them, what, 47 years of of service to the community over there on Churchill Street. That's quite a place. And they're in the parade. These are the folks from Becker Marine, I believe, coming up on the party boat there. Becker provides sales, service, rentals, storage. If you're a boater and you need it, you got it at Becker Marine. They're on Highway Q, right across from the Wheelhouse Restaurant on Waupaca's famous chain of lakes. And boy, a day like today, wouldn't it be great to just climb on one of those pontoon boats and go cruising on the chain?
There may be some Girl Scouts on the back of that pontoon boat, too. Their ideals of character, patriotism, and service.
Look at these clowns. This is the Waupaca Community Theater, Fiddler on the Roof. They're celebrating 21 years by presenting performances of Fiddler on the Roof July 30th, 31st, and August 1st. I saw the cast listed in the paper just last week. They'll have another weekend in August. All performances at the Waupaca High School. You can get your tickets at the Waupaca Chamber office or at the door at the high school. I would suggest you get them early because they do have a tendency to sell out.
Behind the Fiddlers, the Iola Lions Club.
And I believe they have a car show of their own coming up next weekend.
Yes, I'm sure they are looking forward to it. And just because of the fire in downtown Iola, nothing really has halted or changed any of the plans for the Iola Old Car Show. It will be going on as scheduled July 9th, 10th, and 11th.
The crews working on Highway 49 between Waupaca and Iola have been putting in some very long days to make sure that Highway 49 is open by this Wednesday, because they're expecting like 120,000 people at the car show again.
If it isn't, there's going to be one horrific traffic jam, let me tell you.
It's going to be pretty icky if they don't get that road open, but I'm sure they will. They're working hard on it. Iola Lions are going to be serving good food. And now, you sought your special sheet of old cars before. The next 20 entries are from Krause Publishing, and a number of just wonderful old cars. The first one is a red Corvette Stingray convertible. Your turn, Dan.
Well, I'm guessing that the next one is a 1915 Hudson.
Oh, look at that. 1915. Is that incredible?
And right behind that, a Model...
That's a Model A. I've seen those before. Matter of fact, there's been a black one driving back and forth in front of my house all week.
1929 Model A Ford, driven by Tom Boynton.
And the car right behind him, I can't see the monitor to see if he's coming there.
Yeah,
well, that's a Studebaker on the monitor, but the one just ahead was a Nash. And I believe that's what my dad drove. It was a 1956 Nash. His was a Rambler. This is not, but...
Studebaker is also a 1956.
No, that's one of the Hawk series. There were Silver Hawk, Golden Hawk, and they always look like they're going 90 even when they're parked. Beautiful automobile.
Getting a real good close look at it right now.
Great, wonderful car. Wonderful car.
Driven by Missy Beyer. And this one, we have a 57 Chevy. Beautiful.
Probably, arguably, one of the most popular classic cars ever built. There's something about the 1957 Chev that just, if it was ever surpassed by anything or equaled by anything, it was the 57 T-Bird coming up the road right behind it.
Oh, isn't that a gorgeous one? Driven by Buddy Redling. And behind that,
that's 1959 Oldsmobile. Back when fins were fins and cars could really fly. Boy, look at as that continues through your picture. Look at the back end of that automobile, and just nothing but fins and lights back there.
And now we're taking a look at a 1966 Ford LTD, driven by Jackie Baldwin.
All of these cars are just wonderful. I think I get the feeling occasionally that the cameraman is drooling a little bit because he'll stay on some a little longer than others.
Either the cameraman or the director. We should have another group coming into view. Right now we're getting another look at the The T-Bird and the O's.
These are all sent
the LT.
courtesy of Krause Publications, who of course is the main mover and shaker when it comes to the Lions Club Old Car Show.
And right now we've got some vintage trucks. I think we start off with a 1920 Nash and a 1920 Samson, according to our
Samson ladder truck. Now I've not heard of the Nash truck. I've heard of at least. And that's a beautiful vehicle, wooden sides and everything. But the Samson I've not heard of. I don't know much about that one.
That's a rare old beauty.
I want to mention that coming up, this is only the beginning of the festivities here on the 4th of July. Following the Hometown Days Parade, there's a party at the park. South Park will be serving hot and cold things to eat and drink, and of course spending time at the beach. Later today, this evening, the chain water skiers show on Rainbow Lake at King. Just head on down to the Veterans Home, pick up a piece of lawn, stretch back and enjoy the show. It's free at South Park. After the parade, the KC chicken barbecue and raffle continues. The Kiwanis will be there with sweet corn on the cob, brats and hot dogs, baked potatoes, music for your enjoyment, games to play, and then of course tonight the fireworks display. We'll talk more about that in just a little bit.
We've got the vintage military vehicles coming into view right now. Got a quarter ton Ford Jeep. I'm not sure. Looks more than a quarter ton to me, but this first one anyway. And a half ton VC1. You know what a VC1 is? I know what a VCR is, but I don't know what a VC1 is. I think this first one looks more like a scout car to me, Jim. The first one that we saw.
A staff car, officer's car. That one looks a little more nicely appointed. The second one is a Jeep.
That may be the quarter-ton Jeep. I had a chance to. I think these are all probably from Krause. Chet Krause is a great military vehicle collector. But I had a chance to visit a few weeks ago with Ralph Dobeck, who has an extensive military vehicle collection too. And we're going to have some of those photos of his vehicles and an article in a forthcoming issue of the Picture Post. So if you're into military vehicles, watch for that coming up in a couple of weeks or so.
That's the VC1.
Okay.
Okay. The one. This is the second, obviously intended to carry passengers and apparently carry them in a little more comfort than.
We're looking at a tanker or a refueling vehicle that kept the other vehicles gassed up, as it were. And we're getting a good look at that. Right behind it, we have a GMC air compressor. Now we might want to keep an eye on that for any Y2K problems that might develop the 1st of January. You know, that might power half of Waupaca. You know.
I think Waupaca has enough air.
Oh, that breeze does feel good, doesn't it?
Thank goodness for that little bit of breeze. Temperatures at about 97 degrees here on a sunny Sunday, the 4th of July. That's a 4-ton Diamond T. And I'm assuming that that's a personnel carrier tow vehicle. And the item on the back is a personnel neutralizer.
Yes, that would neutralize at least one or
just
two.
About anything, I think. It looks like it could knock off a tank or something.
And we've got some heavy-duty transports coming up right now.
I see M4s, M5s, a half-track. And I'm sure you'll forgive us if we don't know exactly always which is which. I mean, when Dan and I saw service, everything was pretty much horse-drawn.
I'd like to have one of those for those half-tracks for getting to my deer stand, right?
And that's a cannon on the back of that.
He's got it pointed in the wrong direction.
Some kind of a big gun. Well, I think that's a temporary measure for transportation only.
Yes.
It appears as though the legs fan out to the sides, way at the rear of the unit, and support it. And then apparently the gun is hopefully elevated before it's fired. If not, it would be really hard to get volunteers to drive the half track.
You have to reinstitute the draft, I think. But these are great vehicles. These track vehicles.
And you look at the shape there, and they've got to be 50 years old.
But I'm sure that these have been restored because we had a chance to see some of the photos of the restoration of some of Ralph Dobek's military vehicles, and it's just amazing the amount of time and money and labor and care and pride that goes into restoring these military vehicles.
A labor of love, because I don't really believe there's a huge market for these, other than Ralph and Chet. Some of the guys in that group. You restore something like this because you want to, and I don't know if you're ever repaid for it other than with the feeling of personal reward and pride you get.
What a super group of military vehicles, courtesy of Krause Publications of Iola here in today's Waupaca 4th of July parade.
And the Knights of Columbus sailing into view. KC is a nonprofit fraternal group interested in helping charities, local and state charities, providing insurance to member families, and apparently setting sail on the 4th of July.
On the Santa Maria. And we'll see coming up shortly behind the Knights of Columbus.
The future is bright and beautiful.
I'm guessing that's, according to our program, Faith Community Church of Waupaca. America the Beautiful, theme of their parade and also entry, and also of their upcoming Vacation Bible School. For more information on Faith Community, you can call 258-8857.
And we'll assume that police car is just part of the parade and is...
unless that's part of the
new
Ogdensburg,
squad.
yes, St. Lawrence Neighborhood Watch Program. And those things are really good. Neighbors kind of keeping an eye out for each other. And that's probably one of the best ways to help prevent any type of crime, no matter where you are, whether it's a village of Ogdensburg or a big city.
Boy, that's quite a float there with the little cabin and an oil painting backdrop. I mean, they've recreated one of Waupaca's cottages, I think.
Apparently that's
also part of the Ogdensburg St. Lawrence Neighborhood Watch, letting people know that their neighbors have a safer and better quality of life with Neighborhood Watch. Here's our friends from Nafke Lumber.
A full-service
beeping
lumber.
Into view here.
Full-service lumber and hardware store just west of the city of Waupaca on QQ. Remodeling, new homes, whatever your project is, the folks at Nafke are ready to help do their part to help you make your part of America beautiful.
I think the group on board the Nafke truck is a Waupaca Youth Wrestling Club.
Yes.
They promote wrestling for boys and girls, grades K through 8 here in Waupaca. It's a feeder program for middle school and high school wrestling programs. Last year, they participated in 13 tournaments, receiving top 5 trophies in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. This year, they have 157 pins, 61 first place, 36 second, and 55 third place pins, 48 fourth place pins. Sounds like a very successful group.
Well, the parade's not over yet. We're just, I don't know, just directing.
Okay, I think there's just a little break in the action. Let's go back and talk a little bit about the fireworks tonight. If you're planning on attending the fireworks on the 4th of July, or even if you're seeing this telecast after the fact, you'll notice that some of the folks down there are wearing a white cap that says, look at me, Dan, it says 1999 fireworks sponsor, Waupaca Chamber of Commerce. These are major sponsors helping to make sure that we have a bigger and better fireworks display every year here at Bower Sox Park and over Shadow Lake. Sponsors this year who will be wearing hats, I'm sure, include ABC Computers, Brian Smith Accounting, Community First Credit Union, Farmer State Bank, Gary Jansen Accounting, the Waupaca Foundry, University, Bank One, Chestnut Sales, Dayton Township, First National Bank, and the Kiwanis Club.
And we just got a shot of the cap that I'm wearing, which you so graciously lent to me.
When you see somebody wearing that hat, that's somebody that has really put their money where their community support is, and made sure that we have a wonderful 4th of July fireworks display. I also want to thank the City of Waupaca, the Township of Farmington, and the Waupaca Area Chamber of Commerce for donations of over $1,000 to this year's fireworks display.
And up next we have the Chain Skiers. You mentioned them before. They'll be performing this evening at Rainbow Lake. Waupaca Chain Skiers, local and summer residents who enjoy water skiing and providing entertainment to the members of the Waupaca community.
Tim Angston of Hanson TV and Appliance at the wheel of the tow vehicle, and Tim Neville may be at the wheel of the tow vehicles for the water ski show. As I mentioned, it's free. Get on down to the Veterans Home in King.
6:30 tonight.
Find a place to park, and then just go stretch out. You can bring a chair or a blanket to throw on the lawn, kick back, and see an award-winning, I mean, this group is renowned all over the Midwest. See an award-winning water ski show, free, and it's put on by Waupaca's own Chain Skiers. And you want to take part of that. By the way, I had another quick note on the fireworks display tonight. You can have more fun watching them through a pair of 3D glasses that actually distort the fireworks and make them just... I've watched them through that. You can buy those for $1 a pair from the Kiwanis Club down at South Park tonight. So keep it in mind. It's really fun. Watch the fireworks through these glasses.
Coming up very quickly now as we see the last of the units from the Chain Skiers pass from our camera view. We will see the entry from Chain of Lakes Litho, which the parade judges have awarded first place this year. And we're taking a good shot of it right now. Lady Liberty.
And you can see why it's an award-winning float. Somebody put a lot of work into recreating the Statue of Liberty, and actually pretty realistically.
And the folks at Chain Litho offer a variety of printing services, including business cards, letterhead, envelopes, tickets, books,
and community support.
Many, many more. So congrats to Chain of Lakes Litho for their
first place entry in this year's 4th of July Hometown Days Parade.
If we can swing our cameras back over, we just missed it. The
pyramid by the Chain Skiers.
The Chain Skiers. Well, you can see the pyramid. Go out to their performance tonight at 6:30 at Rainbow Lake.
Yeah, moving at full speed and jumping the wake while they're doing it. A few more sponsors for the fireworks I'd like to thank tonight. Fletcher's Jewelry, Hayes and Byers Optometric Office, Piggly Wiggly Store, Simpson's Indian Room Restaurant, Three Squares Restaurant, Waupaca Motor Sales, Framing by Preston, who, by the way, will turn 65 this month, Nofke Lumber, Save On Furniture, Stansfield Vending, and the Waupaca JCs all contributed to the fireworks display this year.
And I don't know if you heard the scream, but that was the folks from Chain of Lakes Litho getting their prize and
I did hear somebody's
joy and delight. Oh, Truckers Pride coming to Waupaca September 10th, 11th, and 12th, but you get a little preview of it right here on July 4th.
You know, I've heard from so many people of all ages, it is just such a treat to go out there, and all of these semis, and like this is a sleeper model. I mean, it's almost like a motorhome pulling a trailer. But you're allowed to get in and up close and personal and look inside, and little kids and old kids and just everybody loves really getting up close and personal with these trucks.
Usually the only view I get of a truck is it's blowing me off the road on the interstate.
No, and I've had just the opposite. They've always been, I find them very courteous, and if I want to pass, they make it easy for me, and I enjoy
I don't usually go that fast, though.
Well, I have to. I'm born for speed. I think it was all of those cars in the 60s, you know. But no, Truckers Pride is really a good time. Get on out there, and they always have good things to eat.
Did you see what it says on the side of this truck here? Ice.
Ice, yes, indeed. ICE.
I could use some ice right now. I could like to sit on some.
And something for it to cool, perhaps. Well, we have a brief break while the semi blocks traffic.
That's one way to keep the cars from going across the intersection here, I guess.
I'd like to thank a few more sponsors for tonight's fireworks display. Badgley Leisure Center out here on Fulton Street, the Chain Lakes Property Owners Association, Duell Dental Center, Harvey Dental, the Lions Club, Realty World Shambo and Lions, USA Insurance right here on Main Street down the parade route, VFW Post 1037, the Wild Rose Dental Clinic, Bay Lake Bank, soon to be opening their new branch on West Fulton Street,
and
Gary, Queen, Paul, and Paulette.
Coming
Very
up,
active in the community.
Coming up now is the entry in the parade from the Waupaca Pregnancy Information Center. Pregnancy Information Center has been ministering to individuals affected by unplanned pregnancies in the Waupaca area since 1994. Brenda Hansen and her staff of volunteers provide spiritual and emotional support to all who seek the help of the center, as well as helping them with clothing and furniture and other items that have been donated by the people of the community. Today they're handing out lifesavers.
Oh, what? How appropriate. And who did you say provides that support? Who is that?
The people of the community provide support.
No, but I mean, who's the director there?
Brenda Hansen.
I wonder if she spells her name the way you do.
I certainly hope so.
Especially on the checks, right? Okay, of course, Brenda is Dan's wife. More fireworks, thanks. First State Bank, the Knights of Columbus, Pullman Oil, Stibbs Motor Sales, and the Township of Waupaca. All of these many people. I know it's boring listening to a list of names, but please keep in mind that these people actually opened their hearts and their pocketbook to make sure that you would have an absolutely stupendous 4th of July fireworks display. And we'd like to thank them all.
Of course, Jim Bowersox always does a great job in making sure the fireworks goes off as scheduled. Kramer Exterminating, we saw just a second ago, been in Waupaca for 3 years. They serve Waupaca, Stevens Point, the Fox Valley, and Green Bay areas. And if you've got insects or unwanted rodentia of any sort, give them a call.
I'm glad you made that specific. If you just say pests, I mean, they do not do in-laws, They do not do neighbors.
No answer, uncles. Just,
here come the Scouts. This is Cub Scout Pack 3643. They've been here for over 20 years, chartered by the Knights of Columbus. And as always, the Scouts say, be prepared, do your best, and help others in their search to discover and share things about yourself and your community. Promoting this through positive role models, that's what Scouting is all about. That and a whole lot of fun. And do I understand, are the Scouts responsible for lining Main Street with the American flags today?
Yes, indeed they are, Jim. So another good deed done.
They were working here before 11 o'clock this morning already, lining Main Street with American flags, and then managed to get back and get started on time to be in the parade.
The Waupaca area Good Samaritans, right after the Waupaca mobile truck stop, Wrecker. The
Samaritans is a reasonably recent group here in the area. They set up with the idea of helping citizens in the Waupaca area. They're fishing for friends and new members now. If you're a Good Samaritan, or you'd like to be, these are the folks you want to get to, close to, the WAGs. That's the Waupaca area Good Samaritans. And I would believe that the red Dodge truck was from Neville Motors. They're the Pontiac Olds, GMC, Dodge, Chrysler, Plymouth deal. If it's a car, you can get it at Neville, apparently.
Big weekend for them. Of course, they're also involved with the rodeo over in Manawa. Dodge Trucks is one of the big sponsors of the professional rodeo going on at Manawa.
I'm wondering how many people realize how big Neville Motors is. I mean, with their various locations, over 50 people, and they've been here over a quarter of a century already. And what bothers me about that is I remember when they started.
And coming up right behind the Neville Motors Dodge truck, the Civil War Roundtable at King meets regularly at the Wisconsin Veterans Home in King to study all aspects of the American Civil War with a variety of speakers and programs. And I hope they've got air conditioning under those uniforms.
Very authentic looking uniforms. I wonder if those are real or if those are reproductions.
So if you're interested, you can probably give a call out to the Public Information Officer at the Veterans Home, 258-4247, and ask them about that group.
Okay, that was a race car that just sneaked through your picture there, a dirt track race car. Races at Antigo every Friday night, Shawano every Saturday night, Seymour every Sunday night. Took time out of what is obviously a very busy weekend special. Greg Dane is here to let you get up close and personal with number 61.
The Seymour Speedway.
You go fast in the straightaways, slide sideways in the turns. Apparently the only rules. There are more of the Cub Scouts following the race car in just a little bit. This is the same group, more members of 36, 34, and apparently after they decked out the city, well, I think they kept a few for themselves, and it's good to see a few people remember to put their hand over their heart and doff their cap when Old Glory goes by.
Well, we hear so much about the problems with young people today that it's really great to see the good things that and the fact is that 99, probably 98, 99% of the kids are good kids, and those are the ones we don't hear about. We only hear about the small percentage.
More and more that when I hear about the problems of today's youth, I'm actually hearing it from older people, and they seem to be the ones that have the problems. It wouldn't hurt any of us to remember to look for the good and
the Scandinavia Booster Club.
Example.
Scandinavia Booster Club, recipient of the third place award in today's parade, selected by the judges, and they invite everybody to come to the Scandinavia Corn Roast, July 30, 31, and August 1.
This is their 31st annual corn roast. Can you believe that? 31 years have given away corn until people just bust from eating it up at Ellison Park in Scandinavia. Lots of live entertainment, other good food and things to do. If you have need of further information, would you believe that the free corn roast has a website?
I wouldn't believe it, but it's right here, www.gglbbs.com/SBC.
Okay, and of course the site is owned by Global Gallery, and it's their website, and they've given pages of it, SBC, to the Scandinavia Booster Club, very active in the Scandinavia area. And as you pointed out, third place finishers in the 4th of July float competition here on Hometown Days.
Let's see, what are we missing here, Jim? The Fellowship Baptist Church, I think.
Okay, that was the guy who just came by with the Tootsie Rolls and a little note from God.
And Fellowship Baptist Church, 2 miles north of Waupaca on County E. And
nice new church right out of just. You must go by there on your way home some days.
Sometimes I do, yes. Right next to the Waupaca Town Hall, as a matter of fact.
This year they're giving God the credit for America being as beautiful as it is.
Well, it's about time he gets the credit, right?
Yeah, for a couple of centuries he's been getting the blame for everything.
And Pepsi?
I'm going to guess that's a Pepsi-Cola float just because it's the meanest, baddest total beverage company on the globe. And I'm not going to argue with that. I just like to take my diet.
Why doesn't somebody from the Pepsi truck come over here and give us some free samples?
Yeah, we've got candy and squirt guns and Tootsie Rolls and not a free Pepsi in sight.
Make a note to the chamber next year. We want the Pepsi truck to come over and give us free samples.
Free Diet Pepsi for the hard-working television pronouncers. And now there's a couple of floats. I'm not sure if I have these on my
signature professional cleaning.
Oh, yes, I do have it on my list. Paul Davis Systems. It's the world's largest full-service restoration company. They handle insured property claims. They have technicians certified in smoke and water restoration. They're locally owned. They have an office in downtown Amherst. And I'd be willing to bet a satellite office opening soon in Iola.
And right behind that, we're looking at Mullet Lumber's entry in the parade, owned and operated by Vernon Mullet.
That's a big sawmill.
Newly established business as of April 15th. Custom on-site lumber sawing for the Waupaca and surrounding areas. Happy 4th of July, says Vern, to everybody. And our cameras and now our microphones are picking up the
Waupaca City Band.
Yes.
That's a Fox Brothers truck, which has been hauling the band around for years under the direction of Mark Krishak, who's also the high school band director. free concerts in the park every Friday evening during the summer, every Friday night at 7 at the bandstand on City Square. Let's listen to the group. As the float goes by, you may be able to pick out members of the city band. They're all just local people, work in local stores and shops, and spend their time volunteering without any compensation to provide these concerts and parade appearances just because they love music and they love you.
And Mark Krishak should be given a really...
well, him they're not so fond.
Yeah, because he was with the high school band as they marched back. Now he's back riding with the city band. I wonder if he got a ride with one of the Harley riders.
This time he's riding. He had to walk with the high school band.
Well, we've got some horses.
I believe Central Wisconsin Co-op, is that who's ahead of the horses? Come grow with us. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Manawa Child Care and Development Center. It's the kids, and they not only get to see the parade, they get to be the parade today.
And right behind that, we're going to have some horse units.
I don't know if that's Sue or if that's...
we have Sandy Gabriel's listed as one of the
could be the Twin Grove 4-H. I'm not sure. Oh, wait. I have number 78 on our program. Judy Fellers. Horse riders include Judy, and then Chuck Mumbrew, Jenny Rosano, Amber Olson, Steve Pettit, and Bonnie Tetzloff.
Okay, good for you guys. And I think that's going to just about do it. I'm all out of
Well, I see the Waupaca Fire Department vehicle that usually signals the end of the parade. They sort of sneaked up on us quietly this year. And behind the fire department vehicle are regular privately owned motor vehicles, and the traffic is returning to Main Street. And I think you're right, Dan. I think the end of the 1999 Hometown Days parade is at hand. What a day.
lots of things, as we mentioned during the course of our telecast here. A lot of things coming up yet today. And
yeah, this was just the beginning. It gets good. It gets good now. Everybody's going down to South Park.
Lots of food, lots of refreshment, lots of shade down there, which is
important. Oh yeah, lots of shade. No, KC's having their big chicken barbecue. That's going on right now. They have a raffle again this year. Kiwanis Club is serving sweet corn on the cob. They've got brats, hot dogs, baked potatoes. There's live music down at the park, games to play, and of course the beach. So you're going to have just a full day at South Park. And then tonight at dusk, the fireworks, probably the biggest, best fireworks display Waupaca has ever seen, provided by all of those many businesses that I mentioned earlier. And again, watch for the white cap.
Yes.
Watch for the white cap. These are people who really opened their checkbook and wanted to make it a very special 4th of July, the last of the millennium.
Well, we're going out in style here with a really hot day here for this 4th of July parade. As always, Jim, it's been fun being alongside you here, getting to watch the parade from a nice spot here. Next year we're gonna order some shade, some Pepsi, and some other things. And you want to come back so we do it again?
I'm really looking forward to next year. It would be just interesting to say the 4th of July in the year 2000. Can you believe it? Hey, want to thank you for watching and putting up with our chatter while we share the Hometown Days Parade with you. Want to thank you. I'm Jim King.
And I'm Dan Hansen.
We'll be watching for you next year.
So long, everybody.